What's going on, SML? We're back with SML Countdown. I got Straw, I got AJ. What's going on, guys? Everybody ready for the show tonight?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? We're ready.
Always ready. Always ready.
As you can tell, I'm a little excited. Just finished playing Matt, so always nice to record after a win. A lot better than after a loss. Um, so let's jump right into it. There's been a lot of talk about set feet lead, pass lead elite. Do you think anybody without one of those two abilities is going to win a Simbardi the rest of the cycle? We'll start with AJ.
Yeah, I think so. Just mainly due to injury, not to say that it wouldn't happen without it, but I think chances are, and we've already seen it with Doink just today.
Yeah.
Ritter went down. Um, I mean, Herbert could go down, Mahomes could go down. Any of those guys that are, kind of on fire. If that happens in the playoffs, it's a totally different game. And I have suspicion that the guys that are used to it can't just flip a switch with how they actually play the game with a backup QB. So, I mean, me personally, across two leagues, I've had injured QBs in the playoffs every time I've been in the playoffs.
Jeez.
So I feel like, maybe I'm jaded a little bit, but I think with the just how often injuries occur in this game, it's definitely going to play a factor with some of these guys that have the elite QBs.
Yeah, absolutely. Straw, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that just like you said, Seppi lead it's tough to compete against. And I'd even say for me, kind of throw the ball. Sometimes I think I can make a play and the play does not get made, and so um I think it's tough. But I can still see some people, like to AJ's point, without set feet lead, passing lead, being able to win it because watching some of Doink's game, they still can make some mistakes, even though you just get some of those passes in there. But to his point, somebody gets injured, and now you think you can make a play, and you really can't make that play, and that like changes everything. So I think that we're still gonna have some people who are gonna go and win. We still saw what happened ultimately. They still have some losses on their records. People with those abilities. So I think for the rest of the cycle, we're gonna have some people who don't have those attributes who are gonna win.
Yeah, I think it's got to be likely somebody's going to win without it. I just played QP last advance, and I beat him, and he had trouble moving the ball with Herbert because the pressure was there. So if you get one of those games where you get pressure, you can kind of negate that set feet lead. The problem is, I think you can't decide when that's going to happen, or you have really no control over it. It feels like, but obviously with pressure, those guys are beatable. So we'll see how it goes. I think somebody's going to win it without it on the rest of the cycle. Although I think the further we get into the cycle, the more advantage they have as defenses get better and you need to fit balls in tighter and tighter windows. That set feet lead is going to make a bigger and bigger difference between those good quarterbacks and the worst ones. I'm already seeing it with just playing the games I'm playing. Some of these corners are really good, and you have
Yeah.
really tight windows. Um, so we'll see how it goes. But even along with that, the defenses get better, and so they'll play better as well. All right, so who has done the best rebuild this cycle so far, starting with less than most people? Straw, who do you have in mind for that?
I mean, for me, I just got to go with Doink. I think as far as his team has progressed, I think he was one of the first people who I saw getting all kind of devs early
Yeah,
on. So I think that really plays into it for me. Who knows if that's luck, or if there's something to it. Maybe he'll tell us at the end there's something he knew that we didn't know. I don't know, or maybe it is really all just luck, like it really seems. But I think he has superstars and X factors all over that field. So to his credit, I think he's built a really really good team, and that got him to the Super Bowl. So that's who I have to go with.
all right, AJ.
So I'm gonna go with a team that was a little bit less fortunate from the jump. Not to say the Falcons were stacked or anything, but I feel like they had some good pieces. I'm gonna go with the Saints, same division. I think Dom's done some good things with that team that was old and cap strapped from the get go. I think it took a few seasons. I mean, even last season when I played him, his team did not look scary, and I feel like overnight, like over the off season, I looked at his roster. and he's like tied for one of the best rosters, at least overall wise, which I know is not everything. But he's got X factors all over the field that are drafted. Whether they were drafted X factor or depth, I don't know. But he's got ability players at key positions. He's young again. He's probably not in cap trouble like he was from the beginning. Um, it's a good player to watch out for. If somebody if he could find a way to get a quarterback that's capable, he's still
Yeah.
rolling out a he's still rolling out Taj Smart, which is somebody else's scraps. But watch out for Dom. But I like his team right now. It's looking good, at least on paper, anyways.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Matt. I think what he did with that defense, especially the front seven, they look night and day different, and that went from being probably his weakest part of his team to now that's his strength. So um, I really like it. And then obviously you got DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba. You added Amari Cooper, Josh Jacobs to go with Kenneth Walker, another guy that if he could get a quarterback, um, he could really do something. So we'll see what he does. But going along the lines of those, any team draft regrets? Who do you think maybe kind of regrets what they did? Maybe would pick something different if they had the choice. AJ?
And this one's a no-brainer for me. It's got to be TTS, right? Got to be terrible
Yeah.
two-step with the Titans. And then you're looking at your roster and you're like, oof, it still doesn't look anywhere near anybody else in that division. Um, and we're in season 5 now, so um, maybe that was an emotional decision. Like, man, I'm not scared. I'm going to join this division. You got to regret it. I mean, he's sitting here winless now. He's not had a good season yet, and the reason why is because I mean, he's beating his head against a brick wall in a division every season. So, I think that's an easy one for me. It's got to be TTS and the Titans.
All right, Straw, who do you think?
It's so funny. I was gonna go with the same thing. Maybe it's because it is the obvious one. I also really thought I was joining that division, so I thought it was. I thought that was following me for sure. I was like, "There's no way anyone's taking that team. I'm gonna be in here fighting for my life. All right, let's go." So I was gonna say the same thing, but if I had to pick somebody else, you know, this one only because we talk about it so much. I wonder how he's taking it at this point. But I still go back and look at Dump, and I'm wondering if how he feels about taking the Bengals. I think that's a great team, superstar team. I'm sure he's having a lot of fun using it. But it's still one of those things like we've said before. If he loses, it's like you lose with that team. If he wins, it's like you had that team.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that sort of pressure is getting to him at all as it relates to how he's kind of going throughout these seasons and throughout this cycle and trying to win a Zimbardi. So that's the other one I'll use since AJ and I have the same one.
Yeah, I don't know who I would say I think regrets their pick. Maybe Biz. Biz getting stuck in a division with you, Monty, and Matt has made it tough. And he got the 49ers, not really his favorite team or anything. I mean, he got a good team, but, kind of along the same lines as Dump. Why aren't you winning with that team? And if you do win, you got the 49ers and a stacked team. So I think maybe if he could do it over, he maybe takes Carolina, being that it's his favorite team. I don't know. I think that would probably be my one that I would see regretting it. All right. So speaking of the team draft, how do you think this cycle? I mean, I feel like this cycle has been more than any probably inside stuff, pass lead elite, the quarterback abilities have all been kind of the big topic for the cycle that's so far. How do you think this cycle is going to impact next cycle's team draft, AJ?
I think it's going to solely depend on everybody's experience with their particular team. So, like for me, I'm thinking QB. Where somebody else that started off with a terrible defensive line or something, maybe drafting inside stuff. Um, you know, if you felt like you were deficient in one area in this Madden, you might go the polar opposite direction the next Madden. Um, now, EA likes to play games with us and then just completely change up how the game plays, so it probably won't matter anyways. So it may be best to go in kind of neutral, but it's hard not to have a knee-jerk reaction to your experience this cycle.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? 2 cycles ago, it was Freight Train was everything, and that was just unstoppable. Everybody said, and now I haven't heard anything about Freight Train. Nobody cares. It seems like you can run with everybody. Everybody's got a 99 overall running back or something, so nobody seems to care about those. What do you think, Straw?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first two things that people are most likely looking for across the board might be quarterback and D line.
Yeah.
All we've heard is pass lead to lead, inside stuff. So I think just like they did with the redraft, I think that's kind of where you're starting off when you're looking for a team. And then I think after that, it starts going with what you had. I think people might lean into what really worked for them. I'd say for me, I haven't had good corners, so I don't even know what good corners look like. Like I'm not sure what I should even go for. My corners, and my safeties, they just don't react to things how I see other DBs react. And so for me, I'd probably lean towards some of the stuff that I kind of saw working, and still keep trying to because I wouldn't want to go too far into like looking at DBs and still kind of go the wrong direction. One thing I will say from that I've learned from this Madden is it seems like just because a player is highly ranked, they don't play like a 99 overall D tackle isn't gonna play like Aaron Donald,
Yeah.
or like my superstar corner isn't gonna play like somebody else's superstar corner, even though they might have the same what seems like the same attributes. So it's something happening, like even my quarterback Pete, I feel like he's 90, 93, 94 overall, and he's throwing the same that missing the same passes that he did when he was 70 overall. So I think people are going to start with some of those elite abilities that we know, and then I think people might lean into what was really working. What things were working for them, and kind of try to build around that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. All right, so this is I think one of my favorite parts of the show. Let's go to the top plays, and I'll start with my top play for this week. And don't forget, vote on the in the comments for who you think your top play is. This one was MYT
red zone trips so far. They've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on
Nick
second and goal.
Hold on to the ball and score.
His hand.
I thought that was a really
Touchdown, Cleveland. Just two of their three red zone trips so far. They've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal.
Trying to get that number one pick.
His hand. Touchdown.
Straw, what's your top play?
Yeah, I was absolutely blown away by how far this pass went. I mean, and then the receiver literally burns past the safety, who already had a step and was kind of cutting him off. And the pass was so long that they both got to fight as they were. When I was watching this, I think I looked away and I looked back and I was like, it's still in the air. So I thought this was wild. I feel like I haven't even seen Josh Allen or throw a pass like this.
Yeah, I thought Gilbert did a good job on defense there, but he didn't cut him off. He just let him run right by him.
Yeah. Literally the length of the field. I think that's from the 10-yard line. Is it all the way to the other 10?
Just about. I think it was the 11. Yeah.
Crazy.
And actually, it looks like right at the 10, and it looks like it gets caught at the 11, maybe the 12.
Wild, dude. That is wild.
All right, AJ, your top play.
So I went with Wine Killer here, who was boasting about his user today. So it looks like he gave us a clip to back it up. He took a screen to the house. I don't know why people don't just throw away screens whenever they see it's not there. Instead, they just throw it anyway. But I thought that was a good play, giving the new guy some love.
So it's funny that you picked this screenplay because I was going to pick the one Meats had where he has the screen. He titled it something like fake screen. It wasn't a fake screen because he immediately threw the seam for a 95-yard touchdown, something like that. And I've seen that. I think I saw you, Straw, throw one of those in maybe it was your last game or not the one where you played recently, but the one prior to that. And I've seen it, and I ended up throwing one today. I didn't throw a seam. I threw it was a crossing route to the tight end on a screen that was covered. And I feel like past Maddens, nobody threw those. Everything was you had to throw the screen or it was just completely gone. Now it seems like that's kind of an option again. But good top three plays, and that's going to take us to the last straw. What do you got for us this week, Straw?
Yeah, so, there's a lot of different things we can always look at, but today we are looking at our defeated teams. The road to win number one. We've got 4 teams right now who have not gotten a win. And I know that, that's tough. We're over here in week 8, I believe, week 7, week 8. And morale is low. They're looking for a win, but this segment is not to talk about how they necessarily haven't gotten a win. It's to talk about these guys. They play well. They have good plays, and all they're looking for is that first win. They've been playing really strong. They've been playing really hard. And who is going to be that first win on their record? And so what I wanted to do was show you guys some plays and some highlights from these teams. They might feel like they're having a bad season. And it's definitely not going their way, but they got some good things to look at, and they're going to get that first win. And so I wanted to start this off with looking at the Carolina Panthers and Noel. And actually, if you see, this was our game. He got me to 4th and inches and then picked it off. He was up 14-10. Didn't come away with this win, but great play by his safety there. And way to kind of bait me with Cooper Kupp and get that pick. And then you see him come here, great play action, wide open, touchdown. And that was to make it 14-3 early in the first. So Noel, who's going to be that first win? He's playing hard. He's got great plays, great skill, and it'll come. So next we got AJ. AJ's playing hard. You see, going up against Dump, not looking great, but right here, he was able to get some pressure. Boom, got a pick. Almost took it to the house, but got stopped right on the 2-yard line. And then playing against Prime, again, not a great score, but look at this run. Look at how great. I always say KJ's got some stick skills, man. He'll all of a sudden come out with a running back or receiver and do something crazy like that. So KJ, looking for that first win. Who's it going to be? Next, we got Titans. So here, again, not looking great, but even when they're all down, they're still finding ways to make some strong plays, not giving up at the end. And this was a beautiful read, beautiful pass. He saw it was a blitz, got it out quick to his tight end, and was able to take it to the house. Again, not a great score, but you see fight in them. You see great skills from them. And here is another shifty stick play right here. You love to see it. Juked all the way back inside to take it in to the house. Titans looking for that first win. I think they're going to get it soon. And last but certainly not least, we got the Bucks and Gil. So here we go. Close game. Able to get a pick. And this gets taken to the crib. Not able to pull off this game, just like the others, but we see Gil making play after play. Here it is against Prime. Great read in between the corner and the safety. Not a lot of people throw that throw, and he threw that throw. So all these guys are looking for their first win. Let's see who is going to get their first win. They've all been playing really hard, and they all got great potential. And so who's going to be their first win? And who's going to get the first win? We'll see.
Who do you guys think? If you had to pick one of those 4, who do you think's getting the first win, Straw?
I gotta give it. I think no. I think Noel's gonna get the first win.
You think?
I would agree. I think Noel's due up as well.
Without looking at the schedules, I'm gonna go with KJ. He's got the AFC East, and we've seen how bad they can be. I mean, there's odds he's got Fig somewhere before these guys have an easy game. So I'm gonna go with KJ, and his play style just beats you down anyway. So I can see that doing it. All right, so that's been this episode of SML Countdown. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know, AJ, I think you got a game here in 10 minutes, so we'll let you get to that.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to comment on the top plays on the comments section. Thanks for watching.